Hi YouTubers, this is Yar from the Spanish Classroom with another video about the way I use DIYFish 2 months per page insert. This is genius, I have to say. This PDF or insert file, whatever we want to call it, she posted it on the Facebook group and it was free. And it is 2 months per page, and I believe the intent was for future planning. So here you see the months. You can circle the months or highlight the months, and you'll see how I use this as a for future planning. If you have like 3 major projects due in a month, you would write them on the top, or big appointments, things like that. Maybe somebody's wedding or somebody's birthday party and all that. And then you have the numbers 1 through 31, and that would indicate each day of the month. Now today is February 28th. So at the end, you still have 29, 30, and 31. You would cross those out, and you'll see how I did it. So this is a double-sided print. So you have actually almost a full year right here, right? This would be January, February, March, April, June, July, August, September, and then you're just missing the last. I think I missed a month there. October, November, December. I think I skipped a month somewhere, but anyway, you know what I mean, right? Each month is right there. Oh my God, they're written down too. So you'd select the month, and you would sort of put the project that you have. And I'm going to show you. That is the use number 1. Okay, uno. And this is, I am still using and loving my Austerly in compact. This is a tiny, tiny Filofax. It is absolutely gorgeous, but the rings are only 1/2 inch or so. So you really have to maximize the real estate here. So next, my next tab is for my next month's planning or future planning. And this is January, this is February. I just put, I took a marker and I just kind of highlighted it there. And then I had a Thursday appointment with Kate. That one was a Tuesday. I have my husband's schedule here. Week 5 for my work. I teach at a university. Just put, people's birthdays, anything I didn't have to teach that day. My husband's schedule again. This is February, and February only has 28 dates, so 29, 30, and 31, I just X'd out, and that's it. This is my future planning for March and April. For March, I have my son's basketball team starts traveling, and my car's registration is due, a couple birthdays, couple appointments, husband's schedule, and that's how I'm using those. Again, I believe this is the intent of this form, or of this PDF, but it's so versatile. So this is use number 1. I am going to show you now use number 2. Same printouts. This idea is not mine, I have to say. It was posted in the Facebook group. Again, DIYFish Facebook group. There's like a follower group, fan club, I guess. And somebody used it to track their monthly activities, and I love it. Because usually DIYFish inserts the monthly things that you track are fold-ins, and they're just too big for a compact. It just doesn't work for me. However, this one, remember, this is the original. This is how it prints, and I was able to modify it. With whiteout you can do this, or you can use washi tape to cover the months, for example, which I really didn't need. You can type in with a typewriter, or if you have pretty handwriting, then definitely. So I am using this and made it into this. So I covered, white out, and then you can color the lines, whatever you want. And I'm typing in a couple of things that I want to track each month. I have a Fitbit, and I want to hit 11,000 steps a day. So on March 1st, if I hit that, then I'm going to go check. The square there means that I am charging my Fitbit that day. Now, that really should mean that I charged it, but I charged it today, which is the 28th of February. But because I'm taking February out, I'm putting March in. I just want to keep track. So I said, okay, I'm just going to, you know, say I charged on the 1st. So my Fitbit is all charged right now. You should charge a Fitbit about every week. My Fitness Pal, because I want to track what I eat. I was getting a little migraine, so I'm tracking that. Zig, my Nasacort or vitamin C, my flossing. I've gotten so much better since I started tracking it. My weight, because I am in a weight loss program and trying to keep my weight and lose, I think, 4 more pounds. I'm almost there. No spend. That's a joke. I have issues with that. I can't seem to get it. I want to track my home cooked meals and if we ate junk food, which I like. I pick up my brother's mail and I have 2 classes. And then if anybody has an appointment on a specific day, I want to see it here too. There's no need to track that, but I'd like to see it there. I am looking for that. Also with my typewriter, I went ahead and I wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But as you can see, I did that before I punched it. Sorry about that. I did that before I punched my holes, and now I took out some letters. So that is use number 2. So that is what I am tracking each month, and I am using exactly the same insert. And let me show you what it looks like. This is my tracker, my monthly tracker for February, and I tracked my 11,000 steps, and I did very well. And I tracked also this is supposed to be my Fitness Pal, but I called it Fitbit, I don't know. My migraines, called it Nasonex, but I'm using Nasacort. Vitamin C, the flossing, I set it on the 8th, I did pretty good. My weight, my no spend, that suffered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that I didn't spend any money. Home cooked meals, if I ate junk food. Apparently some days we didn't either. We ate nothing, apparently. On days like this, no junk food and no cooked meal. I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm sure they ate something. My brother's mail, my 2 classes, and if anybody had an appointment, then I would just write their initial, just to keep track of that. And it really worked. I love tracking my things. I am accountable for my steps. I'm accountable for tracking my food. I'm accountable for taking my medicine for flossing, keeping track of my weight, you know, all of that. So I really, really like it. So this is use number 2, dos, okay? Use number 2. Number 1 was for future planning. Number 2 is for tracking monthly activities. Use number 3, and this is new. I am, besides being a college instructor, I am also a college student. I am working on my PhD right now. And for the next 2 weeks, we are going to be on school break, spring break, right? However, some professors, and I'm not going to name names, do not understand the meaning of the spring break vacation. So I have tons of things to do. So this is what I did. I didn't modify it. I just printed the 2 months per page as it was. This is the first time I'm doing this. I've done it before using a different format, but this is going to be my study schedule between March 1st and the 16th. And then I wrote everything that I had to do and which day I was going to do it. The way I am most productive is if I have to read a chapter, I'm going to read it in 1 day, or try to read it in 1 day. But before I start something else, I'm going to finish reading that chapter. So if it takes me 2 days to read a chapter, I'm going to read the chapter, and then on the 3rd day, I'm going to start whatever project it is. I am most efficient that way because it keeps it just keeps fresh in my mind. So here, today is the 28th, right? And this is going to be for March, but this is February 28th, and I read chapter 5, and I read a PDF to do a paper. So I check. And then on the 1st of March, I'm going to work on my draft 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just 4 parts for this paper. Now, this paper is not due until the 16th, but I have so much to do that I had to divide everything and give it priorities. So I want to be done with that. Then I am a research student, so I'm doing interviews. So my interview, I have set it up for the 2nd. And then I'm going to start my transcription of the interview on the 2nd as well. The interview may take an hour. The transcription might take 4. I am that slow, 4 or 5 hours. So I'm going to start it on the 2nd, but I'm going to finish the transcript on the 3rd. And then I'm starting coding on the 3rd. And then I'm done with the interview part. And then in the 4th, I'm going to give myself a break and grade some exams. Right, so I'm a teacher and I'm also a student. On the 5th, I'm going to do memo for that transcription for that interview, and then I'm going to read chapter 7. And then I have a homework for module 4 that is due on the 8th. So on the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, I'm going to work on this module 4 homework that it's due. Now on the 7th, I have an arrow there. My son has a basketball tournament. So I'm not scheduling anything for that day. I might be able to do a little bit, but I am giving myself that day off. I'm really going to work hard on the 6th and the 8th to get that done and submit it. So that's the end of that week. The 9th is a Monday, and I have to read 4 chapters for one class. So I'm going to read chapter 8, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and then on the 12th, I'm going to take that day off because I have to go to an appointment, Jenny Craig, and then I'm going to read the last chapter on the 13th. On a Saturday, I'm going to work on a presentation from chapter 5, but I already read chapter 5 over here. So I'm good with that. I'm going to take Sunday off, and then I have all of these things due on the 16th. I don't work on anything the day that it's due. I have no time. So this drafts over here that I worked on the 1st, that is due on the 16th. I'm going to submit it P4. It's part 4 of the drafts. And then I have the PPT, the presentation for chapter 5. And then all those readings are for class discussion. So they're also due on the 16th. This is excellent if you're a student and you have 4 or 5 classes the week or 3 weeks before your final exams are due. You have papers due, you have homeworks due, you have quizzes due, and exams due. This is what I do. I write everything that I have to do, and I give it and I assign it a day. Please, if you're a student, keep in mind that you need a break. So once a week, have a blank day. Do not schedule anything. If you fall behind, if you need to do something, if you just need a break. If you don't need the break, then you can use it for something else. But give yourself one day each week that you have assigned nothing for, okay? So this is use number 3. I am using it for school planning or my study schedule. When I have limited amount of days and I have a bunch of projects, now I know exactly what books I'm going to need and what's going to be getting done and when they're getting done. Okay, this is use number 3. Use number 1 was for future planning. Use number 2 was for tracking my monthly activities. And use number 3 is for my study schedule. If you don't go to school but you do work on projects, perhaps this would help you. Project 1, Project 2, Project 3. Or a project has many steps. You know, step 1 of Project 1, step 2 of Project 1, and so on and so forth. It's fantastic. I love it. So thank you so much. Muchas gracias. I hope you found this helpful and got inspired. Thanks so much. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Adiós.